Hello students, this year two books have been prescribed for you in class 10th. First one is Golden Race, which we have already done last year, and the next book is Resolution. So without wasting time, we'll start with the first chapter of Resolution, and the name of the chapter is The Thief Story. I will read the chapter line by line and explain it to you so that if you have doubts, you can clear it right away. So let's begin with the chapter. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though I was only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. So two characters have been introduced in the chapter. First one is the speaker himself, who is a thief, and he was only 15 years old. And he was very good with stealing because he had a lot of experience. And the other character introduced is Anil. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow. So when the speaker went to speak to Anil, he was busy watching a wrestling match. He was around 25 years old and he was tall and a thin man. And he looked easygoing, kind and simple enough for my purpose. He looked like a sweet boy. So the thief thought the speaker that no matter whatever plans he have, Anil will be an easy source for him to fulfill his purpose. I was sure I would be able to win the young man's confidence. So the speaker over here thinks that it is going to be very easy for him to convince Anil and throw him into the trap that he was planning to. You look a little bit of a wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. So over here the speaker goes up to Anil and says that even he looks like a wrestler. Now a little flattery helps in making friends. This statement means that if you're nice to somebody, if you compliment them, it is easier to make friends with a stranger then. So do you, he replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. So Anil complimented back to the speaker that he looks like a wrestler too, but the speaker on the other hand, he thought that it is just a formality because that time he was really thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. So now the speaker says, oh yes, I do wrestle at times, even though it was a lie. What's your name? Hari Singh, I lied. So now Anil had asked the speaker his name and he said that his name is Hari Singh. He had lied about it. I took a new name every month. That kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. So now Hari Singh says that, Hari Singh is the speaker, the thief. Hari Singh says that he changes his name every month because it keeps him safe from the police and from the people he knew earlier. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away, I followed casually. So after this basic introduction that took place, Anil was generally talking about the wrestlers. And this one, the thief Hari Singh, he did not have any idea what he would say next regarding the wrestlers portion. So after saying this, Anil walked away and Hari Singh had followed Anil. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I want to work for you, I said, but I can't pay you. So this time finally Hari Singh had directly told Anil that he wants to work for him, but Anil replies to him and says that I don't have money to pay you. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, can you feed me? So now for a minute Hari Singh felt that maybe whatever he had assumed regarding Anil, it might not be correct, but still he asked if Anil could feed him. Can you cook? I can cook, I lied again. So Anil asks Hari if he can cook and Hari said yes, he can cook, which was again a lie. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. So Anil says, if you can cook, then I will help you with some food, it's not a problem. He took me to his room over the sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. So Anil was a nice person. He helped Hari and he took him to the place where he lived, and Anil used to live in a room which was on top of a sweet shop. So he took him there and Anil said Hari that he could sleep in the balcony area. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around smiling in my most appealing way and he couldn't help laughing. So now, because obviously Hari had lied that he knew how to cook, at night when he cooked food it was not good, because of which Anil had given that food to a dog who used to live on the street. After this Anil had asked Hari to leave his place, but again every time Hari used to smile nicely and brightly, which actually melted Anil and he laughed. Later he patted me on the head and said, "Never mind, he'd teach me to cook." He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. So Anil was a nice human being. He had helped Hari become a better person. He had educated him. Not only did he teach him how to cook, he also taught him how to write his name, how to write whole sentences, and also multiplications and mathematics. I was grateful. Hari was happy to know, he was thankful to Anil for helping him so much. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. So Anil, over here Hari says that if he learns how to write and how to read, he'll become an educated man, and then nobody can stop him from achieving good things in life. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about ₹1 a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. So now Hari enjoyed living with Anil. What he used to do in the morning, he used to make tea, and also regular grocery stores, he had to visit to buy things for the house. So whatever money he got from Anil to buy, he used to keep ₹1 for himself. He used to save that money, and he thought that maybe Anil knows about it, but he did not mind. He never questioned or said anything. So he was fine with it. Anil made money by fits and starts. He would borrow 1 week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. So here we get to know that if Anil did not get regular payment for his work, he used to borrow money from somebody, and after a week he used to return it back to him. But whenever he got check for his work, he used to go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines, a queer way to make a living. So now Anil used to write contents for magazines, and that is how he used to earn money. And Hari thought that it was a strange way of earning money, a strange source of earning money. One evening, he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. So one evening, what happened? Anil had come home, he had written a book which he had sold to a publisher, and he earned money. So he had a small bundle of notes. At night when he slept, he had kept the money under his mattress, under his bed. So Hari saw that thing. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. So now Hari says that it had been more than a month since he was staying with Anil, and he had not stolen anything. I had every opportunity for doing so. So now Hari says that he had all the opportunities. How? Anil had given me a key to the door, and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. So now what did Anil do? Anil had given a spare key of his house to Hari, so that if he went out, he could enter the place anytime he wanted, even if Anil wasn't there at home. So now Hari says that he is the first person who trusts me so much, and that is why it was so difficult to rob him. So now Hari was also kind. Now we get to know that Hari was also emotional, because Anil had a lot of trust on Hari. That's why it had been so long and he still did not steal anything from him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed, but it's difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he's been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the work. So now Hari says that it is very easy to rob somebody, to steal something from someone when they know that it is happening. But what is the point of stealing from a careless man? He will not even get to know that something has been stolen. So this will not give happiness to the thief. Well, it's time I did some real work, I told myself. I'm out of practice, and if I don't take the money, he'll only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. So now Hari says that it has been so long since he has stolen anything that he is out of practice. It feels like he does not even know how to do it. So he thought that he is going to take this money that he has hidden under his mattress or bed, because anyway, even if he does not take the money, Anil is only going to waste this money on his friends to celebrate, and anyway he does not pay Hari for doing the work at home, so it's better he takes it. Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. I sat up on the floor considering the situation. So now Anil had already slept and the moonlight was already there in the room, so the room was lit up, and Hari was sitting on the floor and he was thinking about the situation, about how he could steal and run away. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. So now he said, if he takes the money right now and if he leaves the house, he is going to catch an express at 10:30 to Lucknow, so that later on Anil will not be able to catch him. So after this, he gets out of the bed of the blanket and he goes near to the bed where Anil is sleeping. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine were mostly scars. So he noticed that Anil had a clear face, but on the other hand, Hari had a lot of scars on his face. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. So now finally he had kept his hand under the mattress. He took out the money, and that was when Anil had turned his side while he was sleeping. For a minute it had scared Hari, but he went out of the room. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes at my waist, held there by the string of my pajamas. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. So now he had finally escaped the house. He was on the road and he started running. He had hid the money in his pajamas of the waist area, which was, held by the strings. And finally he had slowed down and he thought he will count the amount of money he has. When he counted, it was 600 rupees. There were 12 notes of 50 with him, and he thought that with so much money, for a week or two I could live like a rich person, a rich Arab person. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life, but dashed straight to the platform. So now he had reached the station, but he did not buy a ticket because he had never bought it before. So he directly went to the platform area. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages, but I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain, and I lost the chance to get away. So the train had already started, but the speed was slow. He could get into the train, but for some reason he could not go, which we'll get to know further. When the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help, and I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. So now the train had gone and he was alone on the station. The station was empty, the platform. So he had no idea where would he stay the entire night, because he did not have any friends. And even if he had any friend, he thought that they would have been trouble and they wouldn't have been of any help. And he could not even stay at any hotel because, he thought that maybe people would question him or think that he's a thief. So he did not want to take the risk. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. So he says the only man he knew was the man whose money he had stolen. So he left the station and he was walking slowly through the bazaar area. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. So Hari said that he had learnt how would people react when, their money or their belongings were stolen. The greedy man showed fear, the rich man showed anger, the poor man showed acceptance. So the men who were greedy, and if they were, their belongings were stolen, they used to get scared. The rich man, if their belongings were stolen, they used to get angry. But the poor people, if their belongings were stolen, they could not do anything in life. All they could do is move on with the fact that, they had to accept the fact that they were robbed. But I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered the theft, would show only a touch of sadness. But Hari felt that if Anil gets to know that Hari had stolen all the money, not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. I found myself in the Maidan and sat down on a bench. The night was chilly, it was early November, and a little drizzle added to my discomfort. Soon it was raining quite heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin and a cold wind blew the rain across my face. So now he finally had reached the Maidan and he was sitting on one of the benches thinking where he could go. Now it was the time of November, the month of November, and it was quite cold. Along with the cold, chilly breeze, it started raining and he was all drenched in rain. He was all wet, his clothes were wet, and there was, there was breeze, so that's why he was feeling cold also. Went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. So he went back to the bazaar area and he sat under a shelter of the clock tower. When he saw the clock, it was midnight. It was late at night, and he felt the notes had also become wet because of the rain. Anil's money. In the morning, he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema, but now I had it all. I couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. So now Hari realizes that if he did not steal the money, he would have gotten 2-3 rupees the next morning so that he could go and watch a movie. But now he had all the money. But what he missed was he could not cook, he could not go to the bazaar, and also he could not educate himself. He could not learn how to write sentences. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. So here Hari realizes that if he would have been an educated person, he could earn more money as compared to the money he used to earn by stealing. It was a simple matter to steal and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. So Hari realizes that it is very easy to steal somebody's money, but it takes a lot of effort and hard work to become an educated person, to earn respect and earn even more money. So finally he decided to go back to Anil because he thought learning and writing and reading is more important than running away. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous, for it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway in clouded moonlight. So he ran back to the house and he thought that it is easy to steal money, but it is very difficult to keep the stolen stuff back from where he had taken in the first place. So now he was finally home and he was standing there under the moonlight. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed and my hand came up with the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edges of the mattresses and slipped under it with the notes. So finally he had taken out the notes and kept it back under the mattress and taken his hand out again. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. So next morning Hari woke up late, and when he woke up he saw that Anil had already made tea. He stretched out his hand towards me. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. So the next morning when he woke up, Anil was giving him 50 rupees note, and that's when Hari felt sad. Hari thought that maybe Anil got to know about the theft he had planned. Maybe that's why he's giving him money so that he can go back to wherever he wants to. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. So Anil said that he had earned money yesterday and now he will regularly pay Hari for working for him. My spirits rose. This means that Hari was finally happy that okay, it was not, he was not giving money because he wanted him to leave, but because he said he wants him to stay here and he will pay him regularly. But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the last night's rain. So when Hari had taken the money, it was still wet. Today we'll start writing sentences, he said. Anil said that today he will teach him how to write sentences. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. Hari realized that Anil had known about the money that was stolen, but he did not say anything, he did not react. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. So this time Hari smiled without any effort because he realized that Anil not only trusted him, but he was actually a very nice man, because Anil knew that Hari had stolen money, but still he looked at the positive side that he did not run away, but he actually came back. So this shows how positive Anil is and how he has changed Hari's life in a very positive way, and he has transformed Hari to become a better person in life. So that's it for the chapter. I have explained everything line by line. I hope you all have understood. If there is any doubt, you can feel free and ask me, and I'll soon send you the question answers to the chapter, which you'll complete in your notebook. That's it for the video. Thank you so much for being so patient.